Welcome back, Totem Pole Nation. We are here in studio, Coach Taylor and I, and we got the fabulous Jim Tim online. What's going on, Jim?
Chilling like a villain, like always.
Yeah, man. So we're just setting some things up. Jim Tim is here. Jim Tim, the madness, because he may or may not be related to Randy Savage, all right, or he might just be a homeless guy on the side of the street. What do you have to say to the madness?
To the madness. I thought that it was his adopted kid. For Macho Man. He's his adopted kid. They got rejected.
Ooh, so his illegitimate son.
Yup. He reminds me of McMahon's Hornswoggle.
Hornswoggle? Wow. Yeah, will we be able to see the comments?
Not on this view, no.
Man, I'm telling you, we need to get another tripod for our little. We use a desk cam, a cam for this production. Jim Tim, what do you use? The iPhone, Droid?
I use Android.
He uses the Android. Okay,
yeah.
So this is not. We're not the top of the totem pole. All right, we are the low man on the totem pole. Jim Tim, LeBron James, Memphis Grizzlies. Who do you have?
Grizzlies.
Grizzlies. Are you a fan of John Morant?
Not really.
I still am. I think everybody deserves a second chance.
I agree with that. Depends what they did. It varies.
Yeah, so there's some stuff, that we're still up in the air about what's going on, what he did, if there was some stuff with a minor or anything like that. We're going to give him a second chance, though. He's a young guy. So I think, if he has some recompense, makes, some good decisions here in the future. I know his suspension was less than what was originally thought. So hopefully, he'll, use it as an opportunity to learn, and he'll be back to top dog status.
Is he the GOAT? Is he the GOAT, Jim Tim?
No.
LeBron. Who is the GOAT, Jim Tim?
What, in basketball?
Yes.
Oh, good grief.
Charlie Brown.
Wow. That's
I don't really watch much basketball anymore because it's too political now.
Yeah.
If I had to pick somebody right now, Davis.
About all time.
All time.
All time?
Greatest of all time.
Come on now. Don't even go there. That would be Michael Jordan.
Okay,
Sorry.
I agree. I agree with you. Some people said he was a quitter, that he actually quit football for baseball, and that was the reason that he won 3 more championships, was because he took time off. Now,
didn't you watch his documentary? What was it?
Last Dance.
Yeah, he talks about that, specifically what you talked about.
Yeah, I watched it about 5 times.
Yeah, I like that MJ turned down the $75 million deal with Disney because he has, quote, values.
Nice.
That was something new that just came out. Well, speaking of basketball, Coach, we're getting down to the playoffs here, and we got the Oklahoma City Thunder got a win last night against the Timberwolves. Actually, they will face the Timberwolves. So they'll
lose that
one.
It
opens up to they're going to be playing for the 8th seed. They're playing against the 8th seed, or to get the 8th seed, in the playoffs.
So life lessons. This is the life lessons podcast minus the major life lesson, Coach Bald. All right. So what life lesson do you have today, Jim Tim, for all the viewers in Totem Pole Nation? 100,000 subscribers The plaque is in the mail. It's in the mail. Man, Coach, it's in the mail. Some people do not believe. They say that we have a very large following in Cambodia, South Korea, and Vietnam.
Oh, good grief.
And, okay. Yeah. There it is. It's coming our way, Coach. $0 is what it costs, Coach. Totem Pole Nation will have a YouTube plaque. So what's the life lesson, Jim Tim?
My life lesson is just in general to give everything you have every day, every moment, every second. Every breath that comes out of your lungs, you do the best you can. Don't let anybody distract you. Put the positive people around you and give it everything you got.
Wow.
I agree. To add on to that, too, I'm a big believer in the power of now. So doing everything Jim Tim just said, but focusing on the now. Don't let the past define you. Don't think back to, oh, I made a mistake at this time, that time. It doesn't matter because you can't do anything about anything other than what you're doing right now in this very moment.
I'm gonna carbon copy of what Deion Sanders just said within like a week ago when he was at practice. Don't look at the past, but don't fear the future. Embrace the future and give it everything you got.
I'm telling you, you are on it today, Jim Tim. What do you think about Deion Sanders being scared of the buffalo?
That was funny.
Buffalo ran up in his trailer. That was just went viral.
Oh, come on. That thing, it weighs like, good grief, like 2,000 pounds?
Yeah, I would definitely be scared of that too, Jim Tim. I don't like any animal that's bigger than me.
Then you definitely wouldn't like the Texas Longhorn mascot then.
Well, Uga has been replaced by Uga the 10th. And now I think this one's 10 years old. So I mean, that's old for a bulldog. And he actually fought the Texas Longhorn. Do you remember that, Jim Tim?
Yes, I do remember that.
That's impressive. Now, Virginia Tech, what is their mascot, Coach?
A Hokie.
Hokie.
Wow. A Hokie. East Stroudsburg, what is their mascot?
The Warriors, but basically right now they dress up as a Spartan.
Nice. So it's a Warrior /
Spartan.
Now, UFC, Jim Tim, do you follow MMA? I UFC.
Very little. I do follow a little bit. I basically follow Fury.
Fury FC? Okay.
Yeah, no, Fury, the heavyweight champion.
Okay, so boxing.
Oh, boxing. Yeah, that's what there was a Fury FC as well too.
I do. I follow him more than I follow UFC.
Well, I'm a follower of the Cyborg, not Coach Cyborg, but the real Cyborg. Have you been in contact with the Angry Redskin fan? Because I heard the Angry Redskin fan wants to bring the heat on Jim Tim again.
Oh, good grief. I have beaten him so many times. Seriously, I'm not playing him anymore until he actually challenges me. No, he can't see me.
Oh, man.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely think having Jim Tim and Angry Redskin fan, there's trivia, but there's a whole lot of other things. I think we give you both a minute of just talking. And we let the vote decide. We put that out on Twitter. We got a poll. Who wins? 1 minute. We flip a coin to see who goes first.
I've already got a whole bunch of negative comments after what happened with Madness a couple days ago.
So you're pretty fired up about Madness. What do you think about Madness going to Boston to see the guys at Barstool Sports?
That's a good thing.
They're located in Boston anymore, but he's going to be walking the streets looking for the Barstool guys.
It's a good opportunity.
Now, that's the positivity that I like to hear in the morning.
Hey, that's actually another life lesson thing. If you want something to happen, you have to take the steps to make it happen. You can't just sit back and say, oh, I'm going to become famous. Oh, I'm going to get a bunch of money. Oh, I'm going to get the best job by just sitting back and doing absolutely nothing, not putting work in. Taking steps, putting yourself in the right position. When I was doing WWE, it was a 3-year process. And I ended up moving to Orlando, Florida, not having any invitation whatsoever for any tryout. 5 months later, guess where I'm at? WWE Performance Center.
Man.
Stupid question here. Was your trainer Albert?
Yes.
Wow.
Prince Albert, Tensai, Matt Bloom.
Yes, Kerry.
Tim, I am very impressed. Jim Tim, have you ever thought about being the next Paul Heyman?
It's Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman.
I don't want to be that little
my kids are learning
Bobby
family
the
life.
Brain.
They're learning family life here in a few weeks, Coach.
Bobby the Brain. Don't even go there. I don't even want to be the Bobby the Brain Heenan. Bobby the Brain Heenan was no.
Gorilla Monsoon.
No. I'd rather be somebody that's the trainer of like Mr. Fuji.
Ooh.
Are you familiar with Mr. Fuji?
Yeah, Mr. Fuji. Yeah, he was a manager and he was a wrestler.
Or what was that guy's name? The guy with the tennis racket. Who's the guy with the tennis racket?
Cornette.
Yeah.
Well, I want to be Andy Kaufman. All right.
No,
you're the guy that becomes, because I believe in equal rights for all.
The women's champion?
Yes. I want to be the next Andy Kaufman. And Jerry Lawler, you're still alive. Want some, get some. Because I'll be the king of Memphis.
No, you're Michael Cole's that computer back in the day. You're the guy who stands in front of the lectern with the laptop.
Yeah, I do remember that. That was early.
I'm telling you, dude. What year were you born in, Jim Tim?
I was born March 9th, 1982.
Okay, so I was born in 78. You were a freshman when I was a senior, and you know your stuff. You are impressing me. All right, Coach Jim Tim, you're from New York. What life lessons have you taken from Jim McNally being on Twitter?
Oh, my goodness gracious. A legend, a living legend? Good grief.
What do you think about the people who are coming at him saying that he has never coached anybody any good and that he actually was not successful in the NFL?
Oh, you know what? I mentioned to you guys the other day. I asked him if he knew a Joe Hegner. Joe Hegner was the travel coordinator for the New York Giants before he died. I'll have to send you that information, Troy, but yeah. I think I send you a link. But basically, I have a signed football. I believe I looked at my signed football when they went to the Super Bowl against Ravens.
And McNally's name's on it?
Yes.
Well, take a picture of that and tweet it and tag me and tag him.
Yeah, I will definitely do that.
That is awesome, Jim.
Because come on, I good grief, what? Let them talk. If they're gonna, as I said to you a couple days ago, I've already got a lot of negative people from him saying he's not any good. He's too washed up. He's an old coach. You know what? Seriously, get a life, people. Seriously, if you don't like him, step off and move on.
Did you ever think that you would be a social media superstar?
I'm not. I don't know what kind of responses you get. You're the head coordinator.
But I'm saying, did you ever know that you would have this level of fame and success in social media and YouTube?
It depends. What kind of responses are you getting?
I'm getting all kinds of responses.
I was perusing Twitter yesterday. I was on it a big time back when I was in college, but now, like I said, I've kind of fallen off, and I reinforced my thoughts on Twitter again. There were some positive news stories going on, some big things. We're going to Mars. We're going to the moon. We got all sorts of different stuff in sports. And you scroll down 2-3 tweets. It's that person's garbage. This is nonsense. This is fake news. This is that. And, I'm all for freedom of speech. You can say what you want, but I think it is still a toxic cesspool on Twitter. And some people love it. I'm not one of those people that love it. All I do on Twitter is post our videos and boost up my athletes.
Correct.
I want to get them, that extra exposure that they can get.
Correct.
AEW Dynamite. What is AEW Dynamite? I'm not familiar with that.
That's Extreme Wrestling.
Yeah, there's a carbon copy of ECW.
WCW?
Yeah, no, it's a carbon copy of ECW.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's on Wednesdays.
A lot of guys have left out of WWE to go over there. They get paid more on average than the WWE superstars do. They get a little bit more say in what's going to happen as far as their story arc.
Yep.
But I've always been a big fan. Like back in the day, WCW had the flyweights.
Yeah.
You had Dean Malenko. Obviously, you had Rey Mysterio. You had all these guys. Even Chris Jericho. You could even put him in that back then. Yep. He's got a lot bigger sense.
Psychosis.
Yeah, and these guys, I mean, they were high flyers, and that was always something amazing to watch. I loved watching the heavyweights in WWE, and I loved watching the flyweights in WCW.
Are you familiar with what the heck is his name? The guy that created the third option with the X Division title.
I do not know.
Austin Aries.
I know that name.
He was the one that created the X Division because basically he had the third option of he puts his title on the line against the heavyweight champion. He can challenge anybody anywhere with that title. The third option.
Wow. 5'9", not too big a guy when you see these other guys. When you see Braun Strowman, you see, man, I'll tell you who I really miss though. Enzo Moria and Cassius Clay.
Man. Soft.
S-A-W or S-W-A-F-T. I still need to drink all my coffee, y'all. I'm sorry.
What is that?
This is a latte, a.k.a. espresso and milk. I don't put no sugar or nothing in it. I like drinking milk in the morning.
How much weight have you lost?
About 12 pounds.
He's down 12 pounds in how many weeks? 2 weeks.
A little bit more than that. I'd say 3 weeks.
Isn't that awesome?
Keep drinking water.
Yeah, lots of water. I got alkaline water. All different stuff I'm trying to do. My biggest thing is, just trying to get the weight off. Like for the longest time when WWE, mixed martial arts, I'm trying to be the biggest, heaviest I could be. MMA obviously got to be 265, but I was rolling around 285, 295 and just cutting down.
Yeah.
I was in fantastic shape. And I'll tell you what, life lesson, if we ever have to go through another pandemic, do not just sit around and rest up and try to heal your wound.
No way.
Take some walks, do something.
Yes.
I almost got ran over by a car because I wasn't wearing a mask.
Wow. You almost got ran over by a car.
Yeah.
Because you were not wearing a mask. I know you are from New York. All right. And that's all New York City to me.
No, it's upstate New York.
But why were you almost ran over by a car? This is a great life lesson. That's discrimination.
No, it's not. That's not discrimination. You know what? It's not about the mask thing. It's like I was walking on the side of the road where I usually do. And it's like this car literally stopped in front of me. He was making the turn. He literally stopped his car and looked at me for a good 20 to 30 seconds. And he pointed at me and then he put his hand to his chin and pulled the thing up. And I'm like, what? It's a nice day.
Oh, yeah. So, my favorite thing, we could go in the whole long rabbit hole of COVID. And, it definitely affected a lot of people. But when people are getting upset and telling you wear a mask and they're wearing a chin diaper and it's not even covering their nose, get out of here. Get out of here.
If you really want,
when I was working through the pandemic, every day.
If you really want to listen to what's really happening, listen to the Voice of the People radio by Dan Smeriglio. He'll tell you really what's going on.
Well, watch what names you start saying because we don't want to start getting investigated by the 3-letter agency.
Okay.
C and ends with an A.
All
right.
We support Totem Pole Nation. We support Coach Troy Taylor. We support the football clinic. We support all the athletes that we can support. If you want to talk politics,
I'm not the dogma. I'm just telling you.
Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal is now trending, Jim Tim. Did you know this?
No.
Because he has claimed that Angel Reese, Can't See Me, is the greatest athlete ever to come out of LSU. Now, I know that infuriates you because Lolo Jones comes out of LSU. Is Angel Reese the greatest athlete to ever come out of LSU?
Oh, good grief.
Lolo's watching.
Yeah, I know Lolo's watching. I know she's a great athlete for women. Yeah, 100%. I would say out of women, I would definitely say her,
Angel Reese or Lolo?
Lolo.
Wow. So you're saying Angel Reese is not?
Lolo's a different kind of an athlete.
My favorite, though, you can look online and find Isaiah Thomas calling Shaquille O'Neal Shaquille Oatmeal.
Now I'll promote you. Probably this goes way back. I'll
Matt
promote
Davis.
Devin. I'll promote Devin Hester. Familiar with him?
Devin Hester went to the U.
No. Not that Devin Hester. There was a guy from LSU. He was a running back.
I do not remember a running back named Devin Hester, but I'm not the smartest or the sharpest.
I remember Devin Hester for the Bears, punt returner.
Yeah, he was from the Miami Hurricanes.
There was
but
a guy.
I will
Look up.
that up.
There was a guy on LSU. He's a running back. When Les Miles was, he basically won his championship with Jefferson at quarterback.
And Devin Hester was the running back. Well, Matt
Yes.
Davis here seems like he's a pretty knowledgeable college football fan. And he says Joey Ballgame, quarterback, Cincinnati Bengals, or Jamar Chase. And now he's saying wide receiver for the Bengals. Okay, so Matt Davis, can you confirm that there was a Devin Hester, Hester, running back for LSU?
He also played with
Les Miles was
he
the
also
coach.
he also played with Ken Dorsey.
Ken Dorsey's from the Miami Hurricanes.
No. There was another Dorsey. He was a defensive lineman.
In there, Jim Tim, but I just
Oh,
went to
there's
the,
a Dorsey that was a defensive lineman.
just
yes.
went to the top 101 LSU football players ever. You type in Hester, and there is not a Hester.
That's okay, Jim.
But I do agree with Matt Davis. If you watch Joe Burrow, we did a bunch of podcasts on this throughout the football season. That guy is the dude. He is something else. He can help out any team. He's helped the Bengals become,
Coach
powerful.
McNally said he's the next Tom Brady.
Very
He
well
said
could
put
be.
all your money on Joey Burrow. Joe Burrow. Jim Tim, when are you going to make the trip to Buffalo to see Coach McNally?
To
There he
Buffalo?
is. The turtle is here. Mine Turtle was asking about Jim Tim last time. Jim Tim, did you ever receive a message from the Mine Turtle? Not mine.
No.
Okay.
No.
Not mine.
No.
Okay. The only Devin Hester that Matt Davis knows, Jim Tim, is the one that played for the Chicago Bears. And I know the guy that drafted him. His name is
Fine.
Mike
Look up the guy in the LSU. He was a running back. I know he was a hybrid running back fullback.
And he's a better athlete than Odell Beckham Jr. Odell Beckham Jr. went to
Good
LSU.
grief. Landry was better than Beckham. Good grief. They came out in the same time.
Landry. You also
Landry.
have Honey Badger. LSU. Now I'm trying to think of the all-time greats.
Jacob Hester.
Jacob Hester.
Jacob. Yeah, sorry. There we go.
San Diego Chargers.
He was a fullback, or was he a tailback?
He was a hybrid.
There wasn't a running back when Les Miles was there. He's been hurt since he's been in the NFL. He's on the Kansas City Chiefs. And that's Hester?
Hester.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Hester finished with the Broncos in 2012. So
He's not as good as Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, McCaffrey. Good grief.
C-Mac had a tough year this past year. Real tough.
Well, he got to the NFC Championship.
Yeah, but
without a quarterback.
He got banged up a lot.
Tough year.
Jim Tim, I love having you on here. Coach Hutch, how do you feel about having Jim Tim on Life Lessons, Totem Pole? Coach Bald will be back. He may be going on another vacation.
As usual.
What do you think, Coach?
So I love having Jim Tim here. I like your take. Matt's got some real good stuff in there. I disagree about Pat Mahomes. Now, Pat Mahomes is a great quarterback. I just still I see him. He makes a lot more mistakes than either Josh Allen or Joe Burrow. Now, Josh Allen makes some good mistakes.
See, Josh Allen. See, the problem with Josh Allen, that's why D got mad at him. Unfortunately, why do you think he's the leading rusher the last 2 years? They can't run the ball.
The Buffalo Bills can't?
No, that's why Allen has to run 90% of the time.
Well,
He
I think
can't
they
run
need
the ball.
to bring
They
out the beast mode. Get the beast mode out of retirement and bring him back to Buffalo. He can stay with Coach McNally. All right. And I want to see the beast mode running the football for the Buffalo Bills. Did you know that beast mode had been over Coach McNally's house?
Did not know that.
He had him over there when he played. He was a young player. Remember, he played for the Bills first.
Yeah, I do know that. Yep.
So, life lesson I'm taking from this is that when you get your opportunity, all right, to shoot your shot, Michael Jordan said you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. And madness, when he came on the show with you, Tim, he overlooked you. He slept on you. I think there was a bit of stage fright from the madness. But brought your
No,
A-game.
I don't agree with that.
You don't.
You have to understand, Troy, that I have been underestimated my entire life for who I am.
Yes.
You have to understand. You don't know much about my testimony or story. I have been overlooked 90% of the time through my entire life for who I am.
Can you give us that testimony now?
My testimony. Basically, I am basically a strong believer in Jesus Christ. But
Amen.
it took me a very long time to learn that because of
how long of a time? Because a very long time is
like over 20 years. I got baptized May 10th, 2007.
Okay.
Around there, 2006, 2007, after I got out of college, my undergraduate. Okay. I went down to North Carolina Tech, joined the church, and basically I felt that it was time because basically of my past, of all the hurt and of the obstacles I've dealt with in my past. So.
And what are some of those?
When I was pretty much growing up, I was always made fun of. I was always judged for who I was. I got beaten up, sent to the hospital for who I was. That was in high school because I was different than everybody else. I didn't follow the typical crowd.
Amen.
But it's the past, as I said. It's the past. We're talking now. So I can forgive them, but I got to move on.
Amen. And we're glad that you have done that. And we are glad that you are part of Totem Pole Nation. Did you ever think that you would be a part of a YouTube channel that had over 100,000 subscribers?
Never thought that, but as I asked, what kind of responses are you specifically getting about me? So I know how to improve.
To be honest, I don't know, and I don't look at it. I interact with.
Oh, I know, but remember,
I think you need to come on. I think the only thing that I have seen that was specific feedback for Tim was that people want more. People want more of Tim. Where is Tim? You can go back in one of our 600 videos and someone said, where is Tim? We want more of Tim. Bills news. What's Matt saying, Coach? And we got to get ready to wrap it up.
So
that's good.
Draft a running back. He's from Texas, but you think the Lions are going to take him at 18th? I think the kid from Bama is going to be great. Hopefully they get one of the top two. Yeah, I mean they need it. They got some good guys there, but they need somebody explosive. If you don't have an explosive running back, like you said, you got to put the ball in the quarterback's hand to get him to do everything. So you got to have that well-balanced offense.
Life lesson. I met Tim on LinkedIn. Tim was one of one. We had one viewer watching a podcast. He stayed all day on a Saturday, one for a 3-hour podcast from my friend, the DB coach. And that's how I met Tim. And now I thank the Lord for Tim being a part of my life and being a part of Totem Pole Nation.
That's because I'm a closer.
Best closer in the game.
You're
Randy Johnson.
You're the Mariano of the Marriott. Okay,
I
that's
bring
like
it,
Jay-Z reference.
and I'm going to reference CT Fletcher. I command you to grow. By any
Amen.
means.
And I have been growing ever since Jim Tim has been a part of Totem Pole Nation. Look at who the guests have been. Jim McNally, Paul Boudreau, offensive line coach from Florida State, Rick Trickett.
Mayo.
I'm telling you.
That's because of you, Troy. I just promote it.
Because, like you said, you have commanded me to grow. You have commanded Totem Pole Nation to rise up. Coach, shout out our sponsors. I'm motivated today, Jim Tim.
All right, guys. Well, Totem Pole Nation, first, I want to say thanks, Matt, for your comments today. Appreciate you watching. So check out St. Pete Rejuvenate if you're on the St. Petersburg area. Also check out Cultivate Wellness. They got CBD, full spectrum edibles, capsules, tinctures, etc. By the way, SB 903 was just signed into law in the state of Virginia, which restricts all different cannabinoids, except they finally did allow for full spectrum CBD to remain unaffected, which I'm happy to hear because it does help a lot of different people. So
Amen.
Check them out, cultivatewellness.com. Totem Pole Nation, thank you for watching. Greatly appreciate you. We will check you out tomorrow on a fabulous Friday, heading into the weekend. And we got a bunch of different things coming up. We got the NFL draft coming up. We got some content we'll be pushing out, and we'll definitely look forward to seeing more Jim Tim as well.
Jim Tim, will you come on when we talk about the NFL draft?
Okay.
Okay, right on.
Awesome.
Jim Tim, I'm going to be adding you to the group message.
No problem.
Get it, brother.
Have fun.
Totem Pole Nation, thank you again for support. Please like, share, subscribe, and definitely keep commenting.